Good morning to everyone. I'm Dr. Sumyamas. The topic of my today's presentation is Master Slave Flip-Flop from Unit 3 Sequential Logic of Digital Logic Circuits and Design. On completion, the students will be able to describe about the Master Slave JK Flip-Flop and also draw the block diagram of clocked Master Slave Flip-Flop. Master Slave JK Flip-Flop. A Master Slave Flip-Flop consists of a clocked JK Flip-Flop as a master and a clocked SR flip-flop acting as a slave. The output of the master flip-flop is fed as an input to the slave flip-flop. Clock signal is connected directly to the master flip-flop, but it is connected through an inverter at the slave flip-flop. Therefore, the information present at the JK flip-flop is transmitted to the output of the master flip-flop during positive clock pulse, and it is held until negative clock pulse is reached, after which it is allowed to pass through the output of the slave flip-flop. The output of the slave flip-flop is connected as a third input to the master JK flip-flop as a feedback. This is a logic diagram representing a master slave flip-flop with JK as master and SR as slave. When J is equal to 1 and K equal to 0, the master sets on the positive clock and the output Y is high of the master drives the S input of the slave. So at negative clock, the slave sets copying the action of the master. When J equal to 0 and K equal to 1, the master will be resetting on the positive clock and the high output of the master goes to the reset input of the slave. Therefore, at the negative clock, the slave resets again, copying the action of the master. When J equal to 1 and K equal to 1, master toggles on the positive clock and the output of the master is copied by the slave during the negative clock. At this instant, the feedback inputs to the master flip-flops are getting complemented, but as it is negative half of the clock pulse, the master will remain in an inactive state, and as a result there is no race condition prevailing between the master and slave. So this diagram represents the clocked master slave JK flip-flop designed using NAND gate, and the input output waveforms of master slave JK flip-flop with the output waveform for both master as well as the slave under both set and reset conditions. Quiz questions on master slave flip-flop. Explain in detail the master slave JK flip-flop with the necessary diagrams. Draw the block diagram of clocked master slave flip-flop. Thank you.